Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. All right, I want to thank all those that are here today for the first time. And welcome you to the Light of Zion. Right, we're saying Shabbat Shalom now, but there's going to come a time where it's not going to be a Sabbath and peace. You know, we see the Most High set the stage to bring destruction on America and all those that are in alliance and cahoots, you know, with the beast, aka USA. So what does that mean with Israel? That we got to get ourselves in line to make sure that we are not numbered amongst the 2/3 that's destined for destruction by the Most High. So we're going to start off with Colossians 3:17. And give me that. Shall I start this house? Judges, shall I start our house move on? Colossians 3.
The book of Colossians, chapter 3, verse 17. And whatsoever you do in word or deed, do all in the name of the Outer One, Yahushua, giving thanks to the Most High and the Father by Him.
Right, so everything we do, the Most High, Mashiach Yahushua's name, that's the true spiritual power that's in heaven. That's going to be established right here on earth. So we're going to go through the Torah portion, a couple of scriptures before we go into the portion. Get that verse, Cole.
The book of 1 Peter, chapter 4, verse 17.
Come on.
For the time is come.
For what?
For the time is come.
For which time? The time of the Mashiach Yahushua. This is the acceptable year. And the Mashiach Yahushua, so-called black man, is coming back to redeem the 12 tribe nation of Israel. Come on.
For the time is come.
Come on.
That judgment.
That what?
That judgment.
Come on.
Must begin.
Must what?
Must begin.
Come on.
At the house of the Most High.
Right. Who's the house of the Most High? Israel's the house of the Most High. So when you see people being put to death, okay, because when you read the scriptures, there's no one that perishes by accident. Okay, that is innocent. Give me that in Job. There's anyone that perished that's innocent? Job. Well, we may think something's by accident. There's no accidents with the Most High. Everything is preordained.
The book of Job, chapter 4, verse 7.
Come on.
Remember, I pray thee.
Come on.
Whoever perished, being innocent.
Who what?
Whoever perished, being innocent.
Right, the Bible says, whoever perished, being innocent. Okay? There's not a coincidence when somebody perished. The Most High have this thing preordained. Give me Ecclesiastes. The time and the place for a thing. Time of God.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3, verse 1.
Come on.
To everything there is a season.
Right, so everything there is a season. You have the winter, summer, spring, fall. Okay, you don't see summer coming when the time of winter, right? Everything is done in due season, right? You have certain fruits that bear fruit in certain seasons. I remember one time I was in Jamaica, right? So somebody come out selling mangoes. So I don't really know season-wise when certain fruits come out, but you know, some people in the islands, they know, well, this time of the month, this fruit bears in this season. So I bought, I got some mangoes from the brother. And I was wondering why the brother from there, he didn't get none of the mango. He said, it's not mango season. So I said, why you let me buy it? He's like, you're out of season. Because sometimes they be spraying stuff or, they make fertilizer, all kind of stuff. So he saw me buy the mangoes, but he didn't say nothing. So I was wondering why he didn't buy the mango, because he said it was out of season. So when you see fruits in out of season, they be spraying it or they force ripe it. So, these are things you learn when you try. The scripture said, man that travels abroad, you got to learn wisdom. So you get the understanding how they force ripe, they bring things into existence before the time. So this is I'm wondering why he didn't buy none, why he didn't eat none. Okay, because usually when I buy something, he like we share it, But this particular time, he's like, nah, it's not the season. They force wiped it. I'm like, okay, I get it. Read that again.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3, verse 1.
Come on.
To everything there is a season.
Come on.
And a time to every purpose under the heaven.
Come on.
A time to be born.
What?
A time to be born.
So there's a time to be born. Come on.
And a time to die.
And what?
And a time to die.
And a time to die. So everything is predestined before you're born. Okay, until the day you die, the Most High has everything set in place. So there was a video that went out. A particular brother put it out, camp, saying that you can have sexual relationships with your wife on the Sabbath. I mean, I was totally alarmed about it. Okay, and this is a prominent brother in the nation that people look up to, and a lot of people are being misled, miseducated. Okay, so the Most High is real to the point and real serious when it comes about His Sabbath day. You just can't honor you just can't take the Sabbath day anyway. You don't treat the Sabbath day like you do the rest of the 6 days out of the week. Come? Right, that day is set apart for the Most High. Give me Leviticus 23, verse 1. 1 to 3.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verse 1.
Come on.
And the Most High spake unto Moses, saying, And the Most High spake unto Moses, saying,
Come on.
Speak unto the children of Israel.
Right, speak unto the children of Israel. So those of you, this is your first time, you're new here, brother. We are the children of Israel. Okay? We're not Africans, we're not Negroes, we're not black people, Asiatics, we're not Bloods, we're not Crips, we're not those. Okay, we're the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. That's our true identity according to the Bible, according to the Torah. Come on.
And say unto them,
come on,
concerning the feast of the Most High.
Concerning the feast of the Most High. Okay, the feasts of the Most High are in the Bible. Okay, come on.
Which ye shall proclaim to be your holy convocations.
Right, so what does the word holy mean? Set apart, right? So it said holy convocation. What is convocation? Gathering. So a holy, you got it, brother? Read it again.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verse 2. Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, concerning the feast of the Most High, which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocations.
Come on.
Even these are my feasts.
Even what?
Even these are my feasts.
Right, so if you come into a holy convocation, how could you come there, having sexual relationships with your mate when you're a cycle of being unclean? Right? So give me the law on that, on Leviticus. Come on.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 15, verse 16.
Come on.
And if any man's seed of copulation go out from him.
Read that again.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 15, verse 16.
Come on.
And if any man's seed of copulation go out from him,
come on,
then he shall wash all his flesh.
He shall what?
Wash all his flesh.
He shall wash all his flesh. Come on.
In water.
Come on.
And be unclean.
And be what?
Unclean.
And who?
Unclean.
And be unclean. Come on.
Until the even.
Until what?
Until the even.
Until the evening. So how could you come into a holy convocation when you're unclean until the evening? I mean, it doesn't take to be a rocket scientist. People just purposely twisting around the scripture for their own convenience. What if the Most High said, listen, I'm going to give you 6 days. I want 6 days to myself, and I'm going to give you 1 day out of the week. How would that work out? How would that work out? But the Most High, he's so wise, he's so knowing, right? He said, listen, I'm going to give you 6 days for you to do what you got to do, and I just want 1 day. And a lot of us make 1 day complicated. Because actually, we're not even giving the Most High 24 hours. Why do I say that? How many hours you sleep in a day?
8.
8?
5.
That's not got an overboard. That's like 5, right? 5. So that leaves like 19 hours, right? You come to Shabbat service. We start 12. Some of the people stroll in during the break time. I'm not saying no names. Okay. How many hours? Then by the time we get out of here, a couple of hours in, it's sundown. So we have Shabbat service here on Fridays where we open up. If you want to come open up the Sabbath here on Friday, that you can do that, or you can open up at home. So how much hours we really giving toward the Most High? I would say 10 hours maybe. Okay, so we're not even giving a full 24 hours, and some people make that difficult, make that like a burden, like some people like dragging themselves in. This is just supposed to be refreshing, or you should be happy that you separated yourself from all that madness that you've been dealing with for the whole 6 days. Do you have people here that maybe have congregated at another congregation? You have some people that people are searching. If when I initially came into Israel, when I came into One West, I thought I was walking into the kingdom of heaven. When these brothers said that they were saying they were Peter, John, they said they were the 12 disciples, I believed it. Right? But don't get this twisted. You have people searching, looking for a perfect camp or congregation. It's not there. We're striving for perfection. We have people that come and visit, people looking for the critique to find a little something. Oh, they're doing that wrong. You're gonna find this everywhere. If a leader of a congregation is telling you that camp is flawless, they're lying before they even started. Okay, I'm not leaving room for wickedness, but I'm letting you know that we are striving for perfection. And we should encourage each other to strive for perfection. Okay, not to make excuses for sin, but to know that, yes, okay, we can always go to the Most High, ask for mercy and forgiveness, okay, for our sin through Hamashiach and Hawashai, but not to continually and purposely sin against the Most High. Con? But if you're looking, somebody might come in when they find fault. Well, I'm not coming back there because this or that. People making excuses. The Most High gave us, there's a law for us to have holy convocation, to come together and commune with one another. So what are you going to do? You're going to stay home, or you're going to find other things to do? Because that's what's going to happen. You stay home, you're going to find other things to do outside of the law. Satan loves that. Okay, we can't give in to the wiles of Satan. We don't.
Verse 17.
Come on.
And every garment and every skin whereon is the seed of copulation should be washed.
Right, so your clothes are contaminated, is unclean. Come on.
With water.
Come on.
And be unclean until the even.
Right, so your clothes are unclean, your body is unclean until the even. Come on.
The woman also. The what? The woman also.
The woman also. So both of you that were in relations are both unclean. Come on.
With whom man shall lie with seed of copulation, they shall both bathe themselves in water, and be unclean until the evening.
So they are both unclean until the evening. So when does the day start?
Sundown.
Okay. From sundown to sundown, that is 1 day. How do we know that? Give me Genesis. You saying something?
Deuteronomy 23:14.
Go. If you notice, the Most High, everywhere we were in captivity, the Most High, He established the Sabbath day. Okay, the priesthood set it up. That's why that is not something to be taken lightly. And if the congregation is pushing that, they are having their parishioners on a road to destruction. Okay, having all kind of, doing your own. We're gonna go into that about doing your own ways. A lot of times we find ourselves having our own conversations on the Shabbat day. We got to stop doing that. We got to limit these things. Read that.
Come verse 3.
Okay.
The book of Genesis, chapter 1, verse 3. And the Most High said, "Let there be light." And there was light.
Come on.
And the Most High saw the light, that it was good.
Come on.
And the Most High divided the light from the darkness.
Come on.
And the Most High called the light day, and the darkness he called night.
Right. This is a creation. Come on.
And the evening,
And what?
and the evening,
Come on.
and the morning were the first day.
Right. So in this society, they teach you that what? That Sunday, that 12 midnight is the ending of that day and the beginning of the next. But the Bible says that what? Sundown, when the sun goes down, that's when a new day begins, not midnight. Okay. So all these things we learn in society is the miseducation to the Negro man, Negro woman, West Indian man, West Indian woman. Okay, Hispanic man, Hispanic woman. All these things we have been miseducated. Okay, I was actually getting a haircut, my barber yesterday, and our people are so far away from the Most High that the things that we're learning now is become regular, like being transgender or homosexual is a regular thing now. Like if you said that you're in a relationship of a man and woman, they're looking at it like you crazy. Okay, children. Coming up, I would play spin the bottle. Children these days are experimenting other stuff like bestiality, all kind of stuff. And these are things that they're teaching in school. So that's why you have to be involved with your children. When they're coming home, find out what they learn in school, because now they're instituting that, trying to squeeze that in. Institute that. I have to go through my door. I work in the school system, so I'm able to talk to the teacher and let them know. She bring the stuff and let me know. Okay, I sign off on this. I want this. Talk to my daughter, and you have that right as a parent to go through this and tell her, listen, I don't want my child learning about these things, because they're pushing it in the school system. Right? Read on.
Verse 6. And the Most High said, "Let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters."
Okay, that's it. Drop that. And what's the scripture with Deuteronomy? Get that.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 23, verse 14.
Come on.
For the Most High thy power walketh in the midst of thy camp,
Come on.
to deliver thee, and to give up thy enemies before thee.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore shall thy camp be holy.
That shall what?
Thy camp be holy.
Right, so the Most High walking through us, they can't be holy, so we can't be unclean status. So we have to go according to what this word, not people making this Bible convenient. Okay, the Bible can't be used at your own convenience. Okay, or what feels good for you, or what fits in your schedule. Come on.
That he see no unclean thing in thee.
That what?
That he see no unclean thing in thee.
That he see no unclean. Because one time there was a brother teaching the congregation, teaching that a woman can be unclean or menstrual come to a convocation. I'm like, how is that even possible? So these are all the things that we're hearing, and our people have to go according to as it is written. Okay, give me Exodus 16:23. Exodus 16 verse 23.
The book of Exodus, chapter 16, verse 23.
Come on.
And he said unto them, This is that which the Most High has said. Tomorrow is the rest of the holy Sabbath unto the Most High.
Tomorrow's what?
Is the rest of the holy Sabbath unto the Most High.
Unto who?
Unto the Most High.
Unto the Most High. This is why we partake in the Sabbath for the Most High, not for, they say, a little Sabbath of rest for us, but to take off from our 6 days that now this 1 day is dedicated to the Most High, to reverencing Him, to giving Him praise. Okay? It's not for us to take that day. If you want another day, Sunday, the first day, Okay, if you want to rest on that day, not on the Sabbath day. You want to do your own thing. Come on.
Bake that which ye will bake today, and seethe that you will seethe, and that which remaineth overlay up for you, to keep unto the morning. And they laid it up to the morning.
So this is your day of preparation. Okay, we have our day of preparation what we consider what day? So-called Thursday, right? That's your day of preparation, getting ready. And it's every week, a lot of you still wait till the last minute to get prepared, but we know the Sabbath is always Friday to Saturday, so it's not like it's a surprise. Like, surprise, the Sabbath is here. It occurs every week. So we should start conditioning ourselves to get ourselves ready for the Shabbat. Come on.
And they laid it up to the morning, as Moses bade.
Come on.
And it did not stink, neither was there any worm therein.
Right, so the Most High allowed it to gather it prior, and he was able to make that it would stay preserved. Like Easter has all these stuff with preservatives in it, but the Most High naturally kept that stuff preserved for us. Okay, we didn't have to. Esau puts all these preservatives in our stuff, canned goods. We got stuff like expiration date a year later. Imagine how many preservatives is in that thing. Okay, something that's being preserved that is good up to a year later. Okay, but the Most High, he actually allowed those stuff to stay good until it was time for us, to eat during the Sabbath. Come on.
And Moses said, eat that today, for today is a Sabbath unto the Most High.
Is what?
Is a Sabbath unto the Most High.
It's a Sabbath unto the Most High, not a Sabbath for us, but unto the Most High. This is why this day, the seventh day, is to the Most High, not for our own personal use, not for us to have our own sexual pleasures or to go shopping, or this is the day I have to do my own thing. Okay, this day is to honor the Most High. Okay, and to dwell in his law and have a convocation and give him praise. Come on.
Ye shall not find it in the field. 6 days ye shall gather it. But on the seventh day, which is the Sabbath, in it there shall be none.
Right, so we're not supposed to be doing anything else besides giving our reverence to the Most High. Give me Isaiah 66:23.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 66, verse 23.
Come on.
And it shall come to pass.
And what?
And it shall come to pass.
And it shall come to pass in future prophecy. Come on.
That from one new moon to another.
From one new moon to another. Come on.
And from one Sabbath to another.
And one Sabbath to another. Come on.
Shall all flesh.
Shall some flesh.
All flesh.
Half of flesh.
All flesh.
All flesh. Come on.
Come to worship before me, saith the Most High.
Come to worship before the Most High, but not unclean. Okay, you got some people think, well, I can stay home and keep the Sabbath. Okay, he said, you shall come before me in a holy convocation. Give me Isaiah 58:13. We got to sit up for you, right here up in the front, brother, right here for you, reserved. It has your name on it. Hallelujah. Isaiah 58, verse 13, read.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 58, verse 13.
Come on.
If thou turn away thy foot from the Sabbath, from doing thy pleasure,
By doing what?
doing thy pleasure,
Doing thy pleasure, is that not consider your pleasure? Okay, read that again.
if thou turn away thy foot from the Sabbath, from doing thy pleasure,
Come on.
on my holy day,
On the holy day, the Sabbath day, come on.
and call the Sabbath a delight,
Right, and call the Sabbath delight, because while you refrain from your own pleasures, okay, you're not doing it on the Shabbat day, come on.
on my holy day, and call the Sabbath a delight,
And do what?
and call the Sabbath a delight.
And call the Sabbath a delight, come on.
The holy of the Most High.
The what?
The holy of the Most High.
The holy of the Most High. So this is the Most High Shabbat day. This is not a day for us to take for our own personal usage. Okay, so don't get it twisted. Don't get the Most High, messed up. Okay, this is his Sabbath day. Right? Come on.
Honorable. And shall honor him.
Right?
Not doing thine own ways.
Not doing that. And it's repeated. Not doing thine own ways. Come on.
Nor finding thine own pleasure.
How many times did it repeat itself? Like 3 times? Okay. Come on.
Nor speaking thine own words.
And this is something that we all have to work on, speaking our own words. Okay? Not talking about what happened in the Super Bowl or the NBA. Okay? What you bought yesterday at the mall. What you're going to do tomorrow. Everything, your whole mindset should be focused around the Shabbat day, the Most High, His laws, His commandments. Okay, how can I get better serving the Most High? Okay, asking the Most High to forgive you for your previous sin. Asking Him to strengthen you, asking Him to give you endurance. Okay, to the end, because why? Because those that endure to the end, what? Shall be saved. There's a lot of us that are not going to endure to the end. You might say, well, I left because of this person, and you're making a video why I'm not a Hebrew Israelite anymore. You can come out of this setting, but you still a Hebrew Israelite. Right. Okay? You are still commanded to keep the commandments of the Most High. You may say, well, this person's wicked, this evil, that congregation, LOC, they're going off. But then you go home and you're not keeping the commandments. Well, they're not doing right, but I'm going to go to the mall today. You're not making sense. Okay. Whether you're here, whether you're at this camp, that camp, this church, whatever, you still have to keep the commandments of the Most High. They're not going away. Hold that. Give me Psalms. What was that, 19 and 7? Yeah, that it says endure forever. Give me Brew 4:1.
The book of Baruch, page 105 in the Apocrypha. This is the book of the commandments of the Most High.
This is what?
This is the book of the commandments of the Most High.
Right, this is the book of the commandments, the Bible best instruction before leaving earth of the Most High. Come on.
And the law.
And the root.
And the law.
And the what?
And the law.
And the law, come on.
That endureth forever.
Right, the law that endures forever. Right, the laws of the Most High endure forever. So anytime a man or woman fail, guess what? The laws of the Most High stand forever. Okay, you may find fault in the individual, but the law of the Most High is sure. Khan? Yeah, Shalamah. Huh? 19:7?
Yeah. The Lord Most High is perfect.
Well,
Yeah.
you can get that. And what you call it, Shalamah? Give me Psalm 119, 160.
The book of Psalms, chapter 119,
Chapter 59.
Come.
verse 59. I thought on my ways and turned my feet unto thy testimonies.
Psalms 119, 159.
I'm sorry, from 59 down.
Okay. It says consider
Is it 119, 60, right?
160.
Oh, 60.
The book of Psalms, chapter 119, verse 60.
160.
Yes, I'm reading 160.
Okay.
Thy word is true from the beginning.
From when?
From the beginning.
Right. So the word of the Most High is from when? From the beginning. right? From Genesis, the beginning. Come on.
And every one of thy righteous judgments endureth forever.
And what?
And every one of thy righteous judgments endureth forever.
Right, so if you're looking for endurance, that you have to do what? Do a righteous judgment. Okay? And the Most High will give you longevity in your life. Okay? Rehearse these righteous acts to the best of your ability. This is not about a race or showing off, or, you're trying to, compare, or you're running your competition. It's not about competition. Okay, this is about everybody quickening himself in his laws, rehearsing his righteous acts, becoming a better vessel for the Most High. That's what it's all about. Give me Isaiah 58:13. We're going to go into the portion. Isaiah 58, verse 13.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 58, verse 13.
Come on.
If thou turn away thy foot from the Sabbath.
Oh, we read that, right? We did? Okay, well, read it one more time.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 58, verse 13. If thou turn away thy foot from the Sabbath, from doing thy pleasure on my holy day, and call the Sabbath a delight.
Right, so we got to look at the Sabbath as what? As a delight, not as a burden on the Torah portion again. Yeah, again, because we keep failing at it. Israel's failing miserably when it comes to the Torah. Okay? We talk about the white man, right? But guess what? He's doing his job to a T. If I was to give Donald Trump a percentage, right? If I was to grade him on wickedness, I would give him 150%. Okay, but now looking at greater Israel, how do we come up on the scorecard? Right, we're failing. We're like 50%. So don't worry about the white man underneath. They're doing their job. Okay, the Most High created them to be the wicked. Okay, we have to come up on our standards as Hebrew Israelites, as being Israel, meaning what? Prince of power. Okay, we got to raise our standards. Come on.
The holy of the Most High, honorable, and so honor him, not doing thine own ways, or finding thine own pleasure, nor speaking thy own words. Then shalt thou delight thyself in the Most High.
Right. This verse, right? These couple of verses should be something that you put in your mind in all times when it comes to the Sabbath. Okay, that you are able to have a successful Sabbath. Sometimes somebody might reach out to you with something negative on the Sabbath day, just to try to throw you off. Okay, I know some brothers that won't even answer their phone on the Sabbath day. Okay, a person might not even spoke to you for weeks, or not even spoke to you 6 days of the week, but they'll wait till the Sabbath to reach out to you, just to provoke you, just to throw you off on the Sabbath. You got to look out for these things. Your spouse, if somebody, your child may try to throw you off just so you have a defile your Sabbath. You're not concentrating on the Most High. Now you start speaking your own words. So we got to watch out for these things. Because why? I always say Satan don't take no coffee breaks. Okay? When you're sleeping, he's plotting. Okay, just know that he's plotting on you 24 hours a day. Give me that 1 Peter 5:8.
The book of 1 Peter, chapter 5, verse 8.
Come on.
Be sober.
Be what?
Be sober.
Come on.
Be vigilant. Because your adversary, the devil.
Right, what are people so concentrated now that Popeye's got this new chicken sandwich out, right? That's what our people, this is what our people are so concerned about. Like they got shares in Popeyes. People making blogs, you got people making videos, they're raving the new Popeyes chicken sandwich. Like Israel's going to get salvation through a chicken sandwich. This is what our people are putting their thinking, their concentration on. when we should be thinking about how the hell are we going to get out of this captivity? When we think about Popeye's got a new chicken sandwich, they got spicy, you know, they got a little sauce you can put on it. But we're not thinking about how the hell we're going to get out of this captivity. Read that again.
The book of 1 Peter, chapter 4, verse 8. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil.
Right, your adversary, the devil. Satan is not going to come and see you in person. Like, hey, my name's the devil. Okay? The Satan works through mankind. Okay? He's your boss. He's the guy that lives next door to you. Okay? He's the one that's on the road. Some people get road rage. I've seen people actually chase somebody down because maybe somebody cut them off. So we got to be aware of these things. Come on.
And the roaring lion walketh about, seeking whom he may devour.
Right, walking around seeking whom he may devour. We can't be the next victim. Okay? We cannot be the next victim. So keep your eyes open. Your spiritual eye. Okay? Because Satan is looking to devour each and every one of us. Okay? We gotta, this thing is like a game of chess. Okay? Looking to make that next move. And the move you make can either cause you to go back or forward. Went to visit a brother this week, and he got himself mixed up in something. Apparently, he dealt with a girl at the time. She was 16. I think he was like maybe 19, 20. He claims he didn't know she was 16. She was taller than him, bigger than him, whatever. 2 years later, they come knock on his door. It didn't even happen at the time. 2 years later, come knock on his door. Okay, he gets arrested. Right? Now they got him for all these different charges. You can do actually one crime, and Esau has all these different charges he can give you. Got him for kidnapping, rape, all these different charges. So we got to be mindful of the things that we're doing, that we don't be another statistic. Because Esau is he's building more jails, he's not building more schools. If you go to Pompano, there's 3 jails within a mile radius. You got Conti, you got Paul Ryan, you got this other one, Broward General, something Broward. Okay? So they're finding all this money to build jails and prisons, but there's no money for schools. Some of these schools are lacking, like the school I was at last year, they didn't even actually have a music room. The teacher had to actually he had like a mobile music thing. He had to go around to each classroom. I think this year he has an actual class, right? But there's no money in the budget. When I was coming up, you had cooking class. You had all these different classes that you can learn to cook or different vocational schools. They're shutting all these things down, but they're finding money to build more jails. They're finding money to put these abortion clinics in our communities. How is that? These things are directly against the 12 tribes of Israel. But we've made our rest. There's the whole big controversy now with Jay-Z, with the NFL. Okay, everybody's talking about it. How they appointed Jay-Z as some type of social liaison between the NFL, the government, or black people, whatever. How the hell did Jay-Z become a leader of the so-called black people? The guy was the guy bringing out on YouTube saying that with all the money that Jay-Z has, he hasn't bought any property in Brooklyn, where he's from. He's from the Marcy Projects. He has the resource to actually buy the projects that he grew up in to make things different. They have like the pink houses. Some of us know about growing up. Some of these places still have the same violence, drugs as 10, 20, 30 years ago. And they have the ability, the resources to make things change, but they're not, because they are there by the system. They are puppets used by the powers that be, the U.S. government, okay, to keep our people in these conditions. Come. Let's see what that's dealing with. You was holding something? Okay, yeah, you can get that. Well, get that one first and then read that.
The book of First Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 11.
Come on.
In those days went there out of Israel wicked men.
There what?
Wicked men.
Right, so the one is a wicked man, come on.
Who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen.
Right, so they're using a lot of these musicians, sports people, actors, actresses, okay? They're using them because they know they're having an influence on our community. So they give them money, okay? All these houses, fancy jewelry. Because they know that what? They will lead them astray, have them putting their trust in this government. Like, see, I made it, you can make it too. Just sell your soul. You have a lot of these people that are writing books and actually coming out in the book saying, I sold my soul for money. Why do you think when Dave Chappelle, they tried to say he was crazy, right? He went to Africa. Okay. He turned down, how much money he turned down? $40 million? How much? $50 million. Now tell me, who in their right mind would turn down $50 million unless there's something behind that $50 million? That's why they try to say he was crazy. Because why? In this society now, it's taught that, listen, you can do anything you want to do for money. It's only, whatever. Do whatever floats your boat. Okay? You have people that have no regards when it comes to selling their soul. They'll do whatever they need to get that money, get that bag. Okay? Come on.
That are round about us. For since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow.
Right, since we departed, because a lot of you feel because, you don't get those phone calls anymore for the parties, people don't want to be around you. That's a good thing. Okay, that's a good thing because why? We are not of this world. Even Christ Yahweh himself said what? That he is not of this world. The ways of this world is headed towards destruction. So we got to get ourselves, our minds right and acknowledge that what? That this is not a rest. America's not a rest. We got to seek Zion. If you cannot mentally, spiritually see that Zion that we have to head toward, you're not going to physically get there. Before you can physically get there, you got to put a mindset that Zion is in your mind. Right? We got to envision that. Because before things come in the flesh or physical, where does it start? It starts in the spirit. So you got to start envisioning yourself going back home. Okay. And if we as a nation would just shut down and say we don't want no more, America be shut down, but that's not going to happen. Our people have sold their soul. We have made America our rest. We talking about, well, I'm waiting for Christ to come back to go back to Israel. Don't you know Yahweh Shah, he's pacing back and forth up in the heavens, waiting, anticipating to come down and destroy America? We're the ones that's holding back destruction. We are our own worst enemy, Israel. We're our own worst enemy. Because why? A lot of us are double dipping. Okay, we're serving the Most High part-time. Okay, we are part-time lovers when it comes to the Most High. We're not fully in this thing. Okay, each week we talk about adorning ourselves in apparel, having our fringes borders of blue. And a lot of you have gave a testimony and said that you notice, like when you wear your fringes, how you might be in a situation that a person may come out and help you just because they saw you having your fringes. But they wouldn't know because why? You have your fringes on. So it's an advantage of being a Jew. So why not take advantage of that situation? Let your brother, let your sister help you, but you got to help yourself before someone else can help you. The Most High gave us these laws and commandments not because he didn't have nothing to do, okay? But it's a blueprint. How do you be in peace with the Most High, Yahweh Shai, and the holy angels? How you keep those holy angels encamped around? A lot of you here, many of us were involved in a car accident that we should have been dead. But the Most High saved us, he had mercy upon us. Right, this is Donald Trump. He tweeted, I am the chosen one. Trump again plays on Messianic claims as he embraces King of Israel title. Okay, so this is the Antichrist, because right now they're talking about they're building a temple over there in Israel. They're actually making a coin, putting Trump's picture on this coin. Okay, so they think they're being smart. Okay, you had Snoop Dogg. He said he refers to Nipsey Hussle as being Christ. He compares Nipsey Hussle to Christ. Did you see his bone features? He looks like him. Okay, so you got people bugged out of their mind, huh? Right. I went to that mall in Oakland, and the guy had a Nipsey Hussle on a bodysuit, on T-shirts. Okay, you got people willing to kill each other. I see Israelites in Israel threatening to kill other brothers because they said something against Nipsey Hussle. Okay, the Bible says, "Cursed be the man that trusteth in man." Come on.
Well, that was in Maccabees. You want me to get that?
Get the one equal 1:11.
Yeah, I already read it.
You read that? What's the way you?
2 Corinthians 2:11.
Read that.
The book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 2, verse 11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices.
Right, we can't be ignorant of Satan's devices. You know, he want to offer you overtime on the Sabbath. Okay, I was watching a video with this Jake. What's it? Joke, no joke, something like that. He said like they got some type of initiation thing in the gay community, like when you come in. So he said Damon Dash, the guy. He said when he came in there, he said Damon Dash was looking at him and kept zipping the zipper up and down. So he said he looked around, like maybe it was a woman or somebody else. He looked at, he's like, listen, man, I don't get down like that. You know, so you as a man look at another man zipping your zipper up and down. What are you trying to say? So you know when you going into the music industry or Hollywood, they're going to test you to see what are you willing to give up to get that money. Okay? So like he's zipping his zipper up and down. What are you doing? You know what I'm saying? So these are the things they're going to try you. I mean, many of us, you know, it could have been in Hollywood or music, stuff like that, but we gave it up because we know that the end thereof is death. Come on.
Man, that was it.
That was it? All right, so let's go to the portion, Deuteronomy 7 and 12. 12 or 11? So let's remember to keep this Shabbat holy.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 12.
Come on.
Wherefore it shall come to pass, if ye hearken to these judgments, and keep and do them, that the Most High thy power should keep unto thee the covenant and the mercy which he swore unto thy fathers.
Right, so a lot of us, we don't see the importance of having to come in with the Most High. Okay, we envy the Arabs and these other nations because they have money, they have resources, but we have the covenant. We are joined to the Most High. Okay, we have the holy commandments that the Most High gave us to be what? To be a light to the other nations. Come on.
And he will love thee and bless thee and multiply thee. He will also bless the fruit of thy womb and the fruit of thy land, thy corn and thy wine, and thine oil, the increase of thy kind, and the flocks of thy sheep, in the land which he swore unto thy fathers to give thee.
Right, so now we're looking at this whole thing. The so-called white man called himself a Jew, right? He's not faced with these curses. Because why? He's still, when the Bible says that that we're going to lack these things, he's still getting it, right? He owns the diamond district, the real estate, okay? Television, the books, everything is run by the so-called white man. So by partial elimination, he cannot be the real Jew according to the Bible or the Torah. Come on.
In the land which he swore unto thy fathers to give thee.
Come on.
Thou shalt be blessed above all people. There shall not be male or female barren among you, or among your cattle.
Right. So now we see how things is happening in these days, where they have all these abortion clinics. Okay. A lot of women are having difficulties when having children, complications because of the food that we're consuming, the food they put in our communities. So the Most High, we see the curses that are falling upon us as a nation. Come on.
And the Most High will take away from thee all sicknesses, and will put none of the evil diseases of Egypt which thou knowest upon thee, but will lay them upon all them that hate thee.
Right, so I was looking at some of the stats. Tajuan, pull it up for me. So the Most High said he was going to take these things away when we were blessed, but what happened? What's the opposite of blessing? You have the curses. I wanted. Right. Why 7 deadly diseases strike blacks most? So you have diabetes, asthma. What's it? Coldest? Right. Lung cancer, stroke, high blood pressure, cancer. So all these things are leading things against our people. Okay, and when they did the research in Africa, because a lot of times when people say Africa, I look at the comments. Demona is in North Africa. Okay, but we are not African per se. We are the 12 tribes of Israel in the land of Africa. Okay, but when we live in that land, we didn't have these type of disease. We got that when we came into America, being in the hand of our enemy. So we cause ourselves to be subject to these curses, to the diseases. Why? Because we strayed away from the commandments of the Most High. We on.
And thou shalt consume all the people which the Most High thy power shall deliver thee.
What verse here?
16. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 16.
Read it again.
And thou shalt consume all the people which the Most High thy power shall deliver thee. Thine eyes shall have no pity upon them, neither shalt thou serve their powers, for that will be a snare to thee.
Right. So what are we looking at right now? Trading places. Right. Who's being consumed right now? We're being consumed. We're the one locked up in the prison houses. When you look at it, 95% blacks and so-called blacks and Hispanics. Like the white men don't commit crime. When they do a crime, they get 20 years probation. I'll take 20 years probation instead of 20 years any day. Okay. So the Most High said that what? Read it again. And thou shalt
consume all the people which the Most High thy power will deliver thee.
So at one time the Most High delivered these nations into our hand. But now who's the prey? We're the prey. All the nations prey upon the nation of Israel. They open up all these, we got the Moab, open up these Chinese restaurants in the neighborhood. Okay, serving you fried cat, baked rat. Okay, iguanas. Okay, they even showed one thing on YouTube. They were actually cutting up somebody's body. Okay, we got to be mindful eating in these places. They even show how they're able to take a piece of pork, put coloring, and make it appear as it's beef. You think you're getting beef and broccoli. It's not beef, it's pork with some brown coloring on it. I mean, years ago, prior to coming to, I would eat chewing. It's like, this is kind of soft for beef. You know, there ain't that much tenderizer in the world. So we gotta stay away from those places, con. Stay out of those places. Okay. You got some Chinese people that say, I saw a video where a Chinese guy said, listen, I love my people, but I don't eat from other Chinese people. He said he don't trust them. There was a guy the other day, was on. I put it on the chat. Benjamin my cat. He bought those. What's the name of those eggs? Eggland's Best. I mean, you see all the. I mean, you look at the box like, wow, like they don't have this, don't have that. And Esau is good with advertising, putting on the box, natural, 100% natural, homegrown, whatever. The cat said he said, man, he took the yolk, he was bouncing. He said he hit the ground, it was like bouncing like rubber, like a ball. They got plastic rice, plastic eggs, plastic lettuce. You trying to eat, you think you're eating lettuce, I'm going to eat natural, I'm going to eat a salad. You're eating plastic. Okay, there was a guy, with the whole thing with the apple, with the wax on the apple, all kind of stuff, trying to eat natural, trying to eat fruits. Okay? They are poisonous on a daily basis. Chemtrails, stuff they put in the air, the air we breathe. Okay? The water. Okay? Traveling to Haiti, they got the waters. You got to be careful. One time I ended up catching the caught diarrhea, the stuff they put in the water. So we got to be mindful that we are a prey, we are a target, okay, to all these nations. So we got to be mindful of that. We got to be circumspect. Come on.
Verse 16. And thou shalt consume all the people which the Most High thy power shall deliver thee. Thine eyes shall have no pity upon them, neither shalt thou serve their powers, for that will be a snare unto thee. If thou shalt say in thine heart, these nations are more than I, how can I dispose of them?
Right, so at one time, this book is called The Slaves Who Defeated Napoleon. Now I have another book that gives you the history of Napoleon, right? It doesn't mention when he got defeated by Haiti. Okay? It goes into how Haiti defeated Napoleon in the French War, right? 1804. They don't teach this history. At one time, and I truly believe that Desolate knew that he was a Hebrew Israelite. Okay, he would purposely target and kill white people. So this is the history that they've been withholding from us for so long. Okay, out of all nations that come in, they don't want the Haitians to pile up over here because why? They're scared that we're going to start another revolution. Okay, they withheld in history how Haiti was the first Black Republic country. So what did they do for all these years? They were able to psychologically devise advisors that the Haitians and the base and if we would have in the beginning got together. Okay, that we could have been mobilized to get our freedom out of this place, because we gotta fight for this thing. We're not gonna get it through voting. They're not gonna just give their power. This man been ruling for over 40 years. You think he's gonna say, "Okay, guys, come and rule now"? That's not gonna happen. It's your turn to rule. Hey, guys, come on. Okay, we gotta fight. The scriptures say what? The saints of the Most High is gonna do what? We're going to take the king. We're not going to beg for it. We're not going to vote. We're not going to hold hands in unity. Okay, we're gonna fight. We're gonna take this thing by the powers of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Come on.
Thou shalt not be afraid of them, but shall well remember what the Most High thy power did unto Pharaoh and unto all Egypt.
Right. So scripture say we wasn't gonna be afraid, but aren't we afraid now? If one cop come on a block, you got 30 cats hanging out. Everybody runs. Right? And they supposed to be shooters. Only person they shooting, some innocent bystander. These cats don't go to the gun range. You see, there was a video I saw this little guy. What is he? 8 years old. This guy was taking apart the gun, putting it in. Okay, they go to shooting range. Our children playing square pegs, video games, SpongeBob's. Okay. When they go to the shooting range, they're learning how to go camping, how to survive in the wilderness. Okay, we gotta teach our children these things. We're so dependent. Okay, how many of our people yesterday took their children out to explore to experience the new Popeye's chicken sandwich? I bet if where's Toss? Type in how much that chicken sandwich made yesterday. I bet it's some ridiculous number. And I bet the figure's already there. I bet it's some ridiculous number. Right, keep reading while you find it. Type in how much did that Popeye's chicken sandwich make yesterday on his debut. Read.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 19.
Come on.
The great temptations which thine eyes saw, and the signs and the wonders, and the mighty hand, and the stretched out arms, whereby the Most High thy power brought thee out. So shall the Most High thy power do unto all the people of whom thou art afraid. Mm-hmm. Moreover, the Most High thy power will send the hornet among them, until they that are left and hide themselves from thee be destroyed.
Right, so the Most High is plaguing, like a lady, they were saying, some lady in Miami the other day, she said, all these crabs was walking up on the sidewalk. They said they found like these water. So you're finding frogs, all type of, plagues that the Most High put in ancient Egypt. But America is known as what? That spiritual Egypt. It's also known as spiritual Babylon, spiritual Sodom and Gomorrah. Okay, so all these kingdoms that were against the Most High, what did the Most High do in the end? He destroyed them. So what makes you think that America is not going to be destroyed? Okay, America is going to be brought down low. Okay, and we're going to be rise up to the top. Come on.
Thou shalt not be afraid at them, for the Most High thy power is among you, a mighty power and terrible. And the Most High thy power will put out those nations before thee, by little and little. Thou mayest not consume them at once, lest the beasts of the fields increase upon thee.
What verse?
Verse 22. Mm-hmm. And the Most High thy power will put out those nations before thee.
So the Most High said, don't destroy them all at once. He said, destroy them one at a time. Okay, come on.
By little and little. Thou mayest not consume them at once, lest the beasts of the field increase upon thee. Mm-hmm. But the Most High thy power shall deliver them unto thee, and shall destroy them with a mighty destruction, until they be destroyed. Mm-hmm. And he shall deliver their kings into thine hand, and thou shalt destroy their name from under heaven. There shall no man be able to stand before thee, until thou have destroyed them. The graven images of their powers shall he burn with fire. Thou shalt not desire the silver or gold that is on them.
Right, so a lot of our people believe they believe in a white Christ. Okay? The Last Supper. Okay, all these images have to be brought down. This people, well, color doesn't matter. Okay, nothing matters to a fool. Okay, why is it all of a sudden when we bring out the true color, color doesn't matter, but you worship this Caucasian image all your life? Okay, this image is embedded in the minds of all our people, but color doesn't matter. Okay, you teach white supremacy, but color doesn't matter. There was a video I saw yesterday where there was some police confronting this Caucasian so-called white guy, and the guy went to reach for his gun, right? And they're trying to talk him out of relaxing. If that was a Jake reaching for his gun, it would have been over with. Okay, that's what you call white privileges. You got it? What was the number? Put it up there.
That's someone to be they got.
That's what it's no. We want to see how much they made.
Yeah, they saved money because everybody was talking about it on social media.
Right. A lot of our people, oh, this is good. You know, promoting it. Don't worry, after they finish eating cereal, they're going to be on this list with the high blood pressure or any one of them other stuff they got. No stroke. Yeah, well, we want to get the actual number, how much you made. All right, so we, 8th chapter, you do it. Deuteronomy 8 and verse 1.
No, we still on 7.
Huh?
We still on 7.
Oh, okay.
There shall no man be able to stand before thee until thou have destroyed them. The graven images of their powers shall ye burn with fire. Thou shalt not desire the silver or gold that is on them.
Right, so our people, they want to get the bag. They want to get the wear the Gucci, the Louis Vuitton. They want to wear what the other nation wear it. Okay, spending thousands of dollars. Come on.
Lest thou be snared therein, for it is an abomination to the Most High thy power.
Right, it's an abomination. You got some of these guys wearing jeans tighter than women. Talking about they thug life. Okay? Got the tight shirt, the tight pants. Okay? Come on.
Neither shalt thou bring an abomination into thine house, lest thou be cursed, a cursed thing like it. But thou shalt utterly detest it, and thou shalt utterly abhor it, for it is a cursed thing.
Right, so we can't bring these idols, all this stuff in our house, Santeria, voodoo, all these things that our people rely on, Obia, okay, Dr. Buzzard, okay, all these nations, they call it a different thing, but it's still dealing with witchcraft. Okay, we got to come out of that. Only the Most High Yah that we put our trust. Khan? Right, there's no power like Yahweh. We gotta think that at all times. Okay, put the Most High first at all times. Deuteronomy 8th chapter, 8 verse 1. All the commandments which I command thee this day shall ye observe to do, that ye may live and multiply, and go in and possess the land which Yahweh sware unto your fathers. Remember all the way which Yahweh thy power led thee 40 years in the wilderness, to humble thee and to prove thee, to know what was in thine heart, whether thou wouldst keep his commandments or no.
So the Most High know, being so wise, he know our people is a rebellious nation, that we are all about lip service. Can you give me Isaiah 30 verse 9, please? Isaiah chapter 30 verse 9. The Most High, being so wise, he know our people is always about lip service, just like when our people is in the churches and religions. A lot of our people confess they're Christians, but they'll keep it pushing when the Bible's open. A lot of people say they love the Most High God, but in the same mouth, they're going to try to rob you. The Most High knows the nature of our people. That's why the Most High had to have us in the wilderness for 40 years, to really prove us as a nation, to see if we would rather keep his commandments or we will destroy ourselves. Give me Isaiah 30 verse 9.
I mean, I just want to add that it's not only in the Christian churches. It's in Israel, those of us that are in Israel. Okay, we got to stop the lip service. Either you hot or you're going to be cold. Okay, it's no in between. There's no such thing as a halfway Israelite. Come, we get that. Okay, we always talk about the Christian, the Catholic Church, and the Baptist Church. What about those of us that are supposed to be in this quote unquote truth? Okay, the truth is the application of His commandments. Okay, rehearsing His righteous acts. Isaiah 30 verse 9.
Right.
That this is a rebellious people.
That this is a what?
A rebellious people.
This is the same people 2,000 years ago that did not want to listen to the Most High God. And we still have those characteristics. The Arabs, the Ishmaelites, the Edomites, they serve their false gods. And they're not double-minded when they're serving their false gods. It's only when it's time for the so-called blacks and Hispanics to come serve the Most High. Keep the Sabbath day, keep the Passover. That's when we have issues. A lot of Christians, a lot of people in religion, they come, when it's time to worship their false God, they on time. It's when we come in this truth, we have issues serving the Most High God. That's when we have a double mind. Read?
Right, again, the Shabbat service starts when? 12 noon. Okay? You couldn't stroll into your job, okay, at 12 noon when you start at 9. Okay, when I was coming up in Israel, as a young man, we started Shabbat service at 7 a.m. Okay? I mean, I didn't get there at 7. I was driving from Brooklyn to Harlem, but I got there by 8 a.m. Okay? A lot of times I didn't get home till like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning from being there at 8 a.m. Okay? I was in a 2-year program as a young man that I was there for 2 years on Sunday from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. in class 4 days a week. Some of you can't even make it here one day. Okay, we got to stop making these excuses. Okay, we are near our salvation. I don't know if you guys are really believing that. Okay, but our salvation is near. The nations know our salvation is near. That's why they're doing what they're doing in our community. That's why they're building more jails. That's why they're building more abortion clinics. Because what were they doing when they were looking for the deliverer? What were they doing during that time? When they expected that Israel was going to have a deliverer? What was they doing at that time? They were killing which kids? The male what? The firstborn males. They were killing them. That's why they're locking up our men in jails at an alarming rate. Okay, they know that their time is at hand, that they are going into captivity. But what does that mean for you Israelites? That we got to get ourselves together. Okay, if you didn't strike it rich by now, forget about it. This is your time to store up your treasures in heaven. I'm not saying you can't get no money, but you got to balance things out. If your job, if your profession, if your hustle have you more tied up in that than serving the Most High, it's a problem. It's a big problem. Okay, and don't get surprised that all of a sudden now you landing this big deal, or you've been looking for this particular job for this long, and it just came across to you. Because remember, Satan knows our desire. He knows what we're looking for. So he'll throw that to you just to keep you distracted, to take your eye off the prize. What is the prize? The kingdom of heaven. Okay? The kingdom of heaven is your prize. It should be your prize. That's going to be established where? Right here on earth. Okay? Governed by the 144,000. 12,000 men from each tribe. Okay? The white man has had enough time to rule. Okay, now it's our time, but you got some of our people like Jay-Z, a lot of people, they're thinking that, well, maybe we can fix America and we can make money here. No, America's got to be destroyed. You found it yet, Natsuzo?
I wasn't able to find it.
Wasn't able to find? Well, they probably still tallying with how much money they made. Huh?
You probably find it next week. Most restaurants don't post their sales until the following week.
The following week? Okay, so we'll follow with that next week. Probably made $50 million, something like that. So some ridiculous amount of number. Isaiah 30:9 again. That this is a rebellious people, lying children that will not hear the law of the Most High.
Just like when you're telling your brother, your family, keep the law, statute, commandments of the Most High God, it's still active today. Now, I don't want to hear that. You and that Muslim stuff. That's the same spirit all people had. When the prophets came to our ancestors and said, yo, repent, this is why we're going through tribulation. Our people don't want to listen. Our people want to storm the prophets of the Most High. But this verse is telling you in Deuteronomy, the 8th chapter, that the Most High deal with actions and not words. You have to show the Most High your deeds through your actions. Give me 1 Samuel 2 and 3 before we go back to the Torah. 1 Samuel chapter 2, verse 3. Because as the days draw near and our salvation come near, the Most High have to show the nations, even our people that's in the world, the Most High is dealing with those that keep his own statute commandments. He got to draw the line just like he did in Egypt. These commandments are going to be our stability in these last days. Read what you got in 1 Samuel 2 and 3.
1 Samuel. First Samuel 2 verse 3. Talk no more, so exceeding proudly.
Don't talk no more. If you was having issues coming to service on time, if you was having issues just making the class one time a week, don't talk about it no more. Strive for that perfection. Strive to come more, because we should be feeling at comfort when we're in the house of the Most High. We should feel at peace when we're amongst our brothers. Sometimes we here talking till 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning because we're stressing throughout the week because the nation's on our back, the wicked of our people are on our back, even our loved ones is on our back because we serve the Most High. Right, B?
Let no arrogancy come out of your mouth. For Yahweh is a power of knowledge.
And what's that knowledge? The law, statute, commandments of the Heavenly Father. B?
And by him, actions are weighed.
And he looks at what you do. I could easily say, yo, I'm going to be here. I'm going to donate to the temple. We're going to get a new school, this and that. But if my actions don't prove it, I'm just talking hot air out of my mouth. Right? Go back to where he was at in Deuteronomy. Because we the ones that got to show the Most High we want out of this captivity. He doesn't got to show us nothing. He's in the third heaven. The angels are ministering to him. He's on his throne. We're the ones that got to get our throne on this earth, man, back in our homeland. We're the ones that got to show the Most High we want out. Deuteronomy 8, verse 3. I think that's where you left off at.
Deuteronomy 8 and 3. And he humbled thee and suffered thee to hunger and fed thee with manna, which thou knowest not, neither did thy fathers know, that he might make thee know that man does not live by bread alone, but every word that proceedeth out of his mouth of the Most High doth man live. So you look at the manna, Israel is the only nation fed manna from heaven. There's no other nation on earth can say that they ever tasted manna except Israel. We actually have bragging rights. Okay? No other nation can say they tasted manna. They say manna tastes like wafers. Okay? Just melts in your mouth, not in your hands. Right? So we're the only nation that tasted manna. No other nation. That's why these other nations hate Israel, because the Most High preferred Israel. Okay? It said Jacob is my son, even my firstborn. Speaking of Israel. Right? The Most High refers to us as what? As his fervent lover. 4th verse. Thy raiment waxed not old upon thee, neither did thy foot swell these 40 years.
So the whole time we're in the wilderness, we were wearing the same clothes we left out of Egypt. For 40 years, they didn't get no scuffs, they didn't get no holes, they didn't get no tears.
Right.
Because the Most High preserved us. The whole 40 years, even up to the next generation that was supposed to get into the land. Read.
Thou shalt also consider in thy heart that as a man chasteneth his son, so did the Most High thy power chasteneth thee.
Right?
Therefore thou shalt keep the commandments of Yahweh thy power to walk in his ways and to fear him.
And to fear him. Just like when you beat your own children, you don't do it because you hate them. You do it because you want to correct them so you could give them guidance on where out they should go. Give me Hebrews chapter 12, verse 6. Because when you see our people in poverty, when our people are filling in the hospitals, when they're in prison, those of them that go to the prison ministry, they're not dead because the Most High hate them. The Most High wish all Israel could repent. But we know that's not possible, right? 2/3 have to go. The Most High do that because he's dealing with us as his own children, as his own sons. If you're not being persecuted and you're in this truth, the Most High not dealing with you because you're supposed to go through tribulation. Scriptures tell us we're supposed to go through tribulation. We're not supposed to come in this truth laid back, and then we're not supposed to go through no pressure, right? Hebrews 12 and 6.
Hebrews 12 and 6. For whom the Most High loveth, he chasteneth,
Right?
and scourges every son whom he receiveth.
Everybody the Most High receiveth, he received us all in this truth. Now you got to bear your cross. You got to go through your afflictions because we got to go through much sorrows to enter into the kingdom of heaven. We got to go through it because a diamond is tried through pressure. Read.
If ye endure chastening, the Most High dealeth with you as with sons.
Now, if you deal with it through the end, you apply these law, statute, commandments until the end, right? Read.
For what son is he whom the Father chastiseth not?
You're going to enter into the kingdom. You're going to be worthy to be that elect. You're going to be worthy to be delivered out of this God-forsaken land. Because the Most High is dealing with us as his children, his sons and daughters, read.
But if ye be without chastisement,
Now, if you just come to Shabbat service, Brakatha, brother, and you just leave, everything's all good with your life, right? Read.
whereof all are partakers,
Right?
then are ye
The
bastards,
Most High's not dealing with you. He's dealing with you like you're an illegitimate child. It's like you. Right? Read.
and not sons.
Right? Read.
Furthermore, we have had fathers of our flesh, which corrected us.
We had fathers in the flesh. Don't go outside. You go outside, they beat you. Don't go outside. You wait till they go to work. You go outside, they find out you get beaten. Right? Read.
And we gave them reverence.
Right? You gave them respect. Your fleshly parents. Right? Read.
Shall we not much rather be in subjection unto the Father of spirits and live?
Shouldn't you give the Most High, the creator of heaven and earth, higher respect, higher regards than your fleshly parents? He told us if we keep his commandments, he's going to subdue our enemies.
Right.
There's not going to be no more violence in our gates if we keep his commandments. If we keep the Sabbath holy, we got an easy passage into the kingdom. All we got to do is apply the commandments and keep the faith of Yahushua. Go back to what you was at in Deuteronomy. Eight verse 6.
Deuteronomy 8 and 6. Therefore thou shalt keep the commandments of Yahweh thy power to walk in his ways and to fear him. For Yahweh thy power bringeth thee into a good land, a land of brooks of water, of fountains and depths that spring out of valleys and hills, a land of wheat and barley and vines and fig trees and pomegranates, and land of olive oil and honey. But one thing there was certain places in Zion right now that has been desolate and dry and barren, that water is sprouting out since we've been going back and forth to Israel. Okay, so we see the earth is starting to replenish itself since the real Jews and Israelites are coming back to the land. So these are things we're reading about. That's why scriptures say a picture speaks 1,000 words. I mean, you can read about this stuff every day, but until you actually go to the land and visit and see for yourself, then you see what it's talking about. Okay? So again, we got to start envisioning this thing, detaching ourselves from America. Okay? Or you might say, well, I'm going home. You might be from Trinidad or Guyana or Jamaica or Haiti, so you're going. That's not your home. That's where you were dropped off as a slave, your ancestors. Okay? Your home is Zion. Okay? We got to get that in our minds. Yeah. Come.
Jeremiah 51 verse 50.
Read it.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 51 verse 50.
Come on.
Ye that have escaped the sword, go away, stand not still. Remember the Most High afar off, and let Jerusalem come into your mind.
And what?
And let Jerusalem come into your mind.
Right, let Jerusalem, Zion come into your mind. Right? America's not your rest. Okay? This is not a place to be comfortable. Okay? You should be in transition of going back to Zion. Okay? You got to, at one point in your mind, say, enough is enough. I'm tired of being here. Okay? Come.
Psalm 137.
See what that said.
137.
137 and 1.
The book of Psalms, chapter 137, verse 1. By the rivers of Babylon, there we sat down. Yea, we wept when we remembered Zion.
Right. So, we wept. Okay, we wept. Right? It's been so far long since we been there that we don't remember. We don't know anything. Right? But when when I leave Zion, like sometimes I don't want to leave. My thing is like, looking forward to the next time we're going back again. But our mind is so far from that place. Okay, we have taken on the customs. We've been seduced by these other nations. We have taken on their ideologies, their philosophies. Okay, their customs, like even the food. Right, a lot of the food over there is not a lot of season. Like a lot of stuff that our taste buds have been accustomed to having things, different spices, different tastes. Like I ate some some cheese puffs over there. It tastes like cardboard. It was like it tastes no flavor. I remember the minister Shalamah, he ate one. He was like, what is this? They taste like paper. But I mean, a lot of stuff over here we think because something tastes good that is good, but it's not good. It's poison. Right, so a lot of things that Esau deals with illusion. Okay, he makes things appear a different way. It looks good. Okay, but we got to get out of that. A lot of us, the minister did a class on, maintaining our vessels, eating right, exercise, all this stuff, that we try to prolong our lives. I mean, there's some validity to that. You have some people that work out, and there are people that have been working at a gym that end up having heart attacks. But there's different, different strokes for different folks. There's ways that you can maintain yourself. Working out is good also, but you also got to work out your mind too. Because if you're a person, you get upset, you can actually blow a vessel, in your brain or something like that. So we got to learn how to, sometimes control our anger. All these things go hand in hand. But everything that we need is found where? In this Bible. Okay, best instruction before leaving Earth. Any question, any answer, we can find it in this book. Okay, so we hear the conscious community. They're trying to talk down the Bible. They're trying to discredit the book. But every time when I go to the jail, I ask them, "What's the first book you pick up when you get here?" They all agree it's the Bible. Because you're looking at a 30-year, a 20-year stretch. The Bible is going to become your best friend. That's going to be that's the comfort the Most High said He's going to send us. The Holy Spirit that's contained where? In this Bible. But the conscious community, they talk about Kemet. What kind of book do they have that has some type of spiritual connection to the Most High? Or whatever they believe in. All they talk about is how they're going to get money, how they're going to make money in America. Okay? No spirituality. Nothing dealing with how you're going to deal with your brother, how do you deal with your family. Okay? But the Bible encompasses all that. This is why we deal with it from Genesis all the way to Revelation. Khan? Back in Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy 8. and 8. A land of wheat and barley and vines and fig trees and pomegranates, a land of olive oil and honey, a land wherein thou shalt eat bread without scarceness. Thou shalt not lack anything in it, a land whose stones are iron, and out of whose hills thou mayest dig brass.
So what the Most High is listing is all the materials, all the resources we would have when we get into the land. Everything we would need to be a sovereign country. We wouldn't have to go to Ammon, Edom, Tyre, Sidon to go borrow things, because we would have everything we need, all the food, all the materials to build up our own country, build up ourselves, so we won't have to be borrowing from the nations. Right, Reem?
When thou art eaten and art full, when thou shalt bless the Yahweh thy power for the good land which he giveth thee, which he hath given thee, beware that thou forgettest not Yahweh thy power, in not keeping his commandments and his judgments and his statutes, which I command thee this day.
So a lot of our, when I did a class on the prayer, how to pray to the Most High, a brother asked, is this a law that we should pray before we eat? How many times a day should you pray? You're supposed to pray, exactly. You're supposed to pray without ceasing. You're supposed to pray to the Most High as much as you can. Daniel prayed 3 times a day in his captivity in Babylon. So when the Most High was telling us this, he said, when you get in the land, consider him, and when you get in the land, consider him when you eat, consider him when you go to sleep, when you wake up. That's even though we're in this captivity, we're supposed to consider the Most High everything we do, how we think, how we speak, how we deal with each other. Right? Read.
Now, the young priest, you brought a point. We pray without ceasing, but the Most High set a standard that we pray 3 times, right? Morning, noon, and evening, right? Because also, why I said that is because you told some Christians, we asked them, well, what's the Sabbath day? They say every day is a Sabbath day, right? You can praise the Most High every day, but he said the 7th day. So suppose I decided that I wanted to praise him on 3 days, and then I decide, well, on the 7th day, I'm going to do my own thing. Do we show the Most High reverence? So the Most High, even though I praise him on those 3 days, and I didn't use the day that he set aside, then those 3 days went to naught. So you can't say, well, every day is a Sabbath day. Every day is not the Sabbath day. So the Most High, we pray without ceasing, but now we have the morning, noon, and evening that the Most High set up. A lot of times, we all fall short, and we don't do that. Okay, but this is what we need to do to be in a spiritual balance with the Most High. Okay, that that when you go and pray to the Most High, that he's going to answer your prayer. A lot of times we pray to the Most High, we trembling. We're double-minded because we know, like, man, well, I know he's tired of me, asking him for stuff. I know he's tired of me saying, again, I'm going to stop or this. So you're wondering, is he really going to answer my prayer? A lot of times we think when the Most High is finished, he's tired of us. But the Bible says that what? That the Most High, he's long-suffering, right? He's patient. But we don't want to keep trying him, though. Because Scripture say, well, it's a fearful thing to fall in the hand of the Most High. uh, 11. Beware that thou forget not Yahweh thy power in not keeping his commandments and his judgments and his statutes which I command thee this day. Lest when thou have eaten and are full, and have built goodly houses and dwelt therein, and when thy herds and thy flocks multiply, and thy silver and thy gold is multiplied, and all that thou have is multiplied, then thine heart be lifted up, and forget that Yahweh thy power, which brought thee forth in the land of Egypt from the house of bondage.
And isn't that our people? They come in the Shabbat, day in and day out. They get that new promotion, $25 an hour. That Shabbat no more. Right. They get that brand new car, the beautiful wife. They forget the Most High God. The Most High has to, Yahweh who? Right? That's the way our people move, man. Whenever the Most High put us in a specific position, our people tend to forget the Most High. That's why you got to continue to remind them, remind our ancestors, remind us today, we still got to keep his commandments. Keep my commandments and I won't judge you. Keep my commandments and I'm going to bless you. That's why you see it as a consider, like, you know, he keep repeating it so much in Torah. Keep my commandments, because we tend to forget who our power is. Right? Read.
Did you see the title of Snoop Dogg new video? Does anybody know what's in the title? I just want to thank me. And it has him like going inside this jet. Right? So that's what the Most High is talking about. They forgot who gave them these things. So the name of this video is called I Just Want to Thank Me. Okay. So we see the Most High. This Bible is not. This Bible is for real. Okay. It is talking about actual things that we see happening in life. See if you can put it. Well, we should see. It's called I Just Want to Thank Me, Tars. Snoop Dogg. So I want to thank me. That's the name of it. He's walking into this jet plane like he just poof got this money on his own. Okay. 15. Who led thee through that great and terrible wilderness, wherein were fiery serpents and scorpions and drought, where there was no water, who brought thee forth water out of the rock or flint, who fed thee in the wilderness with manna, which thy fathers knew not, that he might humble thee, and that he might prove thee to do thee good at thy latter end.
So the Most High did all of this, all the judgments to keep our people, humbled. That's the video?
Yeah, I want to thank me. But what's that over here? I think that's his actuals. Because I think I saw it. Because he was on they had him on the Walk of Fame in Hollywood. And they gave him like a star. Yeah, that's, what did he actually say? Okay. I want to thank me. I want to thank me for believing in me. I want to thank me for doing all this hard work. I want to thank me for having no days off. I want to thank me for never quitting. I want to thank me for always being a giver and trying to give more than I receive. I want to thank me for trying to do more right than wrong. I want to thank me for just being me at all times. I ain't gonna say the last part, but everything is I want to thank me. Okay. So we're just reading about that. Right, and what is it? What we're talking about? Look at what's the shirt he got on? What's that? Oh, Gucci, right? And this is during the time there was that big controversy of wearing Gucci. He had the clothes on. So the Most High told us not to be envious of their gold, their silver, all the things that they had. The Most High told us not to be envious of that. So that's why he comes up and say, "I want to thank me." So the Most High told us that we should be mindful not to forget how the Most High did all these things for us. Right? You can take that image down. It's an abomination. Come.
The book of Sirach, chapter 10, verse 12.
Come on.
The beginning of pride is when one departed from the Most High.
Read it again.
The beginning of pride is when one departed from the Most High.
Right, so the beginning of pride is when you would depart from the Most High. I want to thank me. Okay, come on.
And his heart is turned away from his maker.
And what?
And his heart is turned away from his maker.
Right, his heart is turned away from his maker because he should have said, I want to thank the Most High. Come on. Right. No, we just say, yeah.
For pride is the beginning of sin.
Come on.
And he that has it shall pour out abomination.
Right, so pride is the beginning of sin. And what is sin? The transgression of the law. So it's like a domino effect. That pride steps in, and then now multiple sins come right after. Come on.
And therefore the Most High brought upon them strange calamities.
He did what?
Brought upon them strange calamities.
Strange calamities. So we see all these things happening. Okay? They have a special police force just set up to go within the rap community. They follow these rappers around, okay? Get them in all kind of. You read about all these guys that are working for the government that are snitches. They got them in some type of program where they got to report, okay, bring back information and informants, paid informants. Okay, come on.
And overthrew them utterly. The Most High has cast down the thrones of proud princes and set up the meek in their stead.
Right, so who's the meek? Israel's the meek. The scripture said the meek shall what? Shall inherit the earth. Okay. Let's go back to Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy 8 and verse 16. Who fed thee in the wilderness with manna, which thy fathers knew not, and he might humble thee, and that he might prove thee to do thee good at thy latter end. And thou say in thy heart, my power and the might of mine hand have gotten me this wealth. Well, right, so we just talked about that, right? He said, I want to thank me that I worked so hard. We don't thank the Most High that he woke us up this morning. Right? If the Most High didn't wake you up, you wouldn't even be able to do what you do. Okay? A lot of us, even Michael Jackson. Do you know Michael Jackson, in order for him to go to sleep, he had to shoot himself with, what's that, anesthesia? Okay? He had to give himself dosages of anesthesia just to take a nap, to go to sleep. He couldn't sleep at night. So the Most High don't wake you up. If he don't put you to sleep, that's torture. I remember one time I was taking a long drive, and a lot of times I get sleepy, so I call myself taking some no-dose, and I didn't read the direction how to take this thing, right? So I took a lot at once. I didn't know you got to wait for it to kick in. So when I finally got to my destination, I couldn't sleep. I couldn't go to sleep. And you ever want to go and say you can't sleep, and I'm fighting to go to sleep, and I can't sleep because I took so much no-dose. So imagine you want to sleep and you can't sleep. You're tired with your body, you can't sleep. So imagine that's what Michael Jackson, he had to take actual anesthesia just to go to sleep. Okay? So the Most High, the Most High is treacherous. Right? Sleep is a necessity. A lot of us working these long hours on our job. Okay, double time. Someone's got 2 jobs. Okay, so sleep is something that is needed. Okay, where we leave off at 18, 17. And thou shalt say in thy heart, my power and the might of my hand have gotten me this wealth. That's what Snoop Dogg said, right? But thou shalt remember Yahweh thy power, for it is he that giveth thee power to get wealth, that he may establish his covenant which he sware unto thy fathers, as it is this day. And it shall be, if thou do at all forget Yahweh thy power, and to walk after other gods, and serve them, and worship them, I testify against you this day, that you shall surely perish.
Why we won't be able to follow the Most High with a full heart? A lot of us make money our power. We think we're gonna get out of this captivity because of money. A lot of us put our woman in a place of the Most High, thinking if we get booed up enough, we're gonna be out of this captivity. Where there's no salvation in that, because at the end of the day, the Most High is gonna put us in this captivity, and He's the only one that's gonna take us out of this captivity. That's why He's sure to remind us that He is our strength. As men of the Most High, He is our strength. As daughters of the Most High, that is your strength in the end of the day. Read.
As the nation which Yahweh destroyed before your face, so shall ye perish, because ye will not be obedient unto the voice of Yahweh your power.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 9, verse 1. Hear, O Israel, thou art to pass over Jordan this day, to go in to possess nations greater and mightier than thyself, cities great and fenced up to heaven.
Right. So in the previous portion, Moses was actually we were talking to Israel, talking about when they going into land, but now they're actually going into land. So now we're reading how they're actually going in now. Come on.
A people great and tall, the children of the Anakims, whom thou knowest, and of whom thou hast heard say, who can stand before the children of Anak?
Right, so these Anakim, these are big people. Right, what's that guy? Nuke, what's that basketball player? Manute Ball, how tall is he?
7'6".
7'6", so he would be considered Anakin. 8 feet, 9 feet tall. These guys are, tall in stature. Right, come on.
Understand therefore this saying, that the Most High thy power is he which goeth over before thee, as a consuming fire. He shall destroy them.
Right, so the Most High at all times, you got to put the Most High before your fight. A lot of times we try to take on a fight ourselves, put things before the Most High. A lot of times, we find I got to address the situation. I want to do. No, sometimes you got to leave to the Most High. Okay? Or leave a person to their own device. Because a lot of times we try to deal with a situation, we end up making the situation worse. Right? They talk about black extremists, black identity extremists. Don't you know the Most High God is the biggest black extremist? He said he's what? The God of who? Of Israel. So he's an identity extremist. He said, I'm the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So he's what? He putting a label. He said, I'm the God of these people. And what? And none else. So we got to understand the God that we serve. Come on.
And he shall bring them down before thy face. So shalt thou drive them out, and destroy them quickly, as the Most High has said unto thee.
Right, so it's my God is all love. What God are they talking about? We talking about the Most High telling them to destroy these people. Right? Don't have no mercy upon them. Come on.
Speak not thou in thine heart, after that the Most High thy power hath cast them out from before thee, saying, for my righteousness the Most High has brought me in to possess this land. But for the wickedness of these nations, the Most High doeth to drive them out.
Right, so it's not because of our righteousness. The Most High said, these guys are wicked. I got to destroy them. Because the Most High said that what? We are as filthy rags. It's not because of Israel's righteous why the Most High is going to put us back in rulership. The Most High is saying that these nations are just too wicked. Okay? Don't you know they're designing these dolls that like human beings, they cost like $10,000, $12,000? So these guys, they don't have to go get a hooker or a prostitute anymore. They get a doll, get this blow-up doll. Okay? $12,000, $15,000. Okay, this is the generation that we're dealing with. Transgender. Okay, pedophilia. You got them locking up R. Kelly, but they trying to pass pedophilia as a law. Where's the logic in that? Okay, the Most High said that he's going to make a foolish nation rule over us, and he wasn't lying. Okay, they destroyed the water, the air, okay, the food. Mainly, what do they destroy? The minds of the people. Okay, I'm actually in a barbershop debating whether or not it's okay to be a homosexual. Okay, I brought it back to barbershop as usual. Like barbershop. Like I went. Like, what do you know? Like, for a hair salon or barbershop, what's that known for? Gossip, conversation. But now, when you go to a hair salon, Everybody's on their phone. Somebody's tweeting. Somebody's on Facebook. Somebody's watching TV. There's no more conversation. Right? My barber told me that he used to make a lot of money back in the day because his clients would come in and they would talk and they were like, yo, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, whatever. But now, what do people do? They post everything on social media. So there's no more of that barber talk or that hair salon talk because everybody's into social media. I'm on Facebook, social, tweeting, okay, watching videos, watching TV. There's no more that socializing like back in the day, like the movie Barbershop.
Yeah.
Okay, everything has changed now. So you got this guy, Caitlyn Jenner, aka Bruce Jenner. Okay, he left from being a man to being a woman. Now he wants to be a man again. He said he looked better as a man. Okay, so this is what, and how could he be voted Woman of the Year? You have all these women in this world, okay, real women, right? And they voted him Woman of the Year. Okay, and a lot of people agree with the mindset, the ideology, philosophies of America. Okay, our people have been programmed, right? They've been brainwashed. Well, we brainwash ourselves with the truth of this Bible, but they've been programmed, like you said. Okay, there's no way possible that this is acceptable. The other nation, they're laughing at us at America right now. Okay, the president of North Korea, he said he has a box that's sitting on his desk. Okay. That he's waiting to push to blow up America. He said that they have nuclear capability that can hit America as we speak. And he said it's not a threat. He said it's just fact, it's just factual. Okay? And anytime, all he has to do is press a button and those bombs are hitting America. Okay, so we got to get ourselves together. We got to get ourselves right in that spiritual transition, that mental transition of leaving America, because we are the ones that are holding ourselves here in captivity. A lot of our friends, a lot of our family. Okay, some of you have friends that they want to go out to clubs, they want to be out in the world, they want to do worldly things. They're not seeing the picture. Many of them were here and out again. Like I said, even if you leave here, you're still a Hebrew Israelite. You still have to keep the law, statute, commandments. Well, they did this and they did that. LOZ this, LOZ. You're still an Israelite. You still got to keep the commandments of the Most High. Right? We are rehearsing the righteous acts of the Most High. Okay? Like I said earlier, that some people, they're going around camp hopping, looking for the perfect camp that is blemishless. Is not there. Okay? Because the kingdom of heaven starts where? It's within you. So if each and every one of us correct that kingdom within us, we can have a whole kingdom. But the problem is we're so busy finding fault in the other individual instead of working on ourselves. Okay? Shabbat service starts at what time? 12 noon. Okay. A lot of you have your jobs. You can't stroll in, okay, an hour later on your job every day or every day every day of the week. Just imagine if once a week you decided that week I want to come in late. After certain numerous times, guess what? You're gonna get a pink slip. So the same thing with the Most High. 6 days should I labor and do that work, but which day? The 7th day is the Sabbath of rest. You got to be here on time. Some people strolling here doing a lunch break. Okay, that's unacceptable. So it's either you're going to do it, it's either you're going to be hot or you're going to be cold. Don't think like you're Beyonce, you're irreplaceable. Okay? The Most High doesn't need us, we need him. He told Moses, like, listen, let me destroy Israel. I'll raise a nation out of this rock. We walk around, we think that the Most High needs us. The Most High don't need us. You got it?
The book of Romans, chapter 11, verse 4. But what saith the answer of the Most High to him? Mm-hmm. I have reserved to myself 7,000 men who have not bowed the knee to the image of Baal.
Right?
That's it.
Okay. So 7,000 men, completion is a completion number. Okay? But there's many of us that sign cry for all the abomination being done in the streets thereof. But the scriptures say what? Unless the Most High left him a very small remnant, we should have been no more. Okay. Simon, it's on a rise. It's rampage. Okay. You got men acting like women acting like men. Okay. Bestiality is on the rise. They got this new thing. What's it? Ecosexual, having sexual relation with a tree, with grass. I think they passed it in Canada. Okay, I now wed you, tree and wife. Shemaiah.
I just posted a link the other day on my Instagram where I think it's in the Netherlands and they're trying to push it in America where you actually marry your dog. Mm. So these women are marrying their dogs.
Right.
Legalized the bestiality illegal. It wasn't against him.
I mean, if you don't see that this is the last days, okay, don't be deceived. Come.
They actually legalized in certain parts of Texas.
In Texas? I mean, that's Bushtown. I can believe that. There was years ago, Ronald Reagan and his wife, they end up contracting this type of disease that only animals get. So in order for them to have this disease, meaning what? They was having sex with their dog and having sex with each other. And the peanut butter, right? Right, so we see all these things in this society, and it's perverse, it's wicked, and the Most High is going to put an end to it. Okay, but we are the ones that's delaying our salvation. How are we doing that? By continuing to love being here in America. Okay, by making excuses to keep the Shabbat day, by making excuses to keep the commandments. Don't you know the white man, he benefits, the other nations benefit when we don't keep the commandments? When you read the scriptures, the nations knew when and where to attack us pertaining to if we were obedient with the Most High God.
That's right.
Okay? They used to say to us, listen, if the Israelites, if they keeping the commandments of the Most High, we can't defeat them. But when they realized we was going on, let's attack. Because they knew if we were going against the Most High, that the Most High would not protect us. But as long as we're keeping the law, statute, commandments of the Most High, he's going to keep that hedge around us. Okay? He's going to have those holy angels encamped around us that no weapon formed against us shall prosper. Khan. Read it.
The book of Luke, chapter 12, verse 56. Ye hypocrites, ye can discern the face of the sky and of the earth. But how is it that you do not discern this time?
Right, so we're able to look at the sky, so it's going to rain, okay? But we're not able to say, damn, all these things going on. That's why Hamashiach Yahushua said what? I'm going to come like a thief in the night. When a thief is coming to rob you, he's not going to warn you. He's not going to let you know he's coming to destroy you, okay? He's going to come and you're going to be unaware. But now we have the Bible, we have the blueprint. So why should you be caught off guard? Why are you putting up tomorrow what you can accomplish today? A lot of you procrastinate. Well, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. 1 year later, still saying I'm going to do something that you said a year ago. Well, you know, I'm going to fringe up my. So a year later, you still working on getting fringes. Let's go back.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 9, verse 5. Not for thy righteousness or for the uprightness of thine heart doest thou go to possess their land, but for the wickedness of these nations, the Most High thy power doeth drive them out from before.
Right, the wickedness of these nations. Okay, Caitlin. Okay, come on.
And that he may perform the word which the Most High swore unto thy fathers Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Understand therefore that the Most High thy power giveth thee not this good land to possess it for thy righteousness. For thou art a stiff-necked people.
Right, so the Most High said that what? That we are stiff-necked people. Come on.
Remember and forget not how thou provokest the Most High thy power to wrath in the wilderness. From the day that thou didst depart out of the land of Egypt until ye came unto this place. Ye have been rebellious against the Most High. Also in Horeb, ye provoked the Most High to wrath, so that the Most High was angry with you to have destroyed you. When I was gone up into the mount to receive the tables of stone, even the tables of the covenant which the Most High made with you. Then I abode in the mount 40 days and 40 nights. I neither did eat bread nor drink water.
Right, so Moses up here, he's fasting, and Israel's down there partying while he's getting the commandments. Right? So, and then, you know, Moses at the end, he was salty. He's like, damn, Moses said, I can't go to the wilderness. These people provoke me. These guys, they always pressing me. Now they going to the promised land. I got to stay here. So, you know, he was salty. Right, he's up there fasting 40 days and 40 nights, and Israel's down there making molten gods and all kind of partying, fornications going on and everything. Right, come on.
Verse 10. And the Most High delivered unto me 2 tables of stone, written with the finger of the Most High. And on them was written according to all the words which the Most High with you in the mount, out of the midst of the fire in the day of the assembly.
Come on.
And it came to pass at the end of 40 days and 40 nights that the Most High gave me the tables of stone, even the tables of the covenant. And the Most High said unto me, Arise, get thee down quickly from hence, for thy people which thou hast brought forth out of Egypt have corrupted themselves. They are quickly turned aside out of the way which I commanded them. They have made them a molten image.
Right, so we just got out of Egypt. And we making molten God. Listen, how do you do 40 years of captivity and you easily forget how Most High delivered you out of captivity? How you walked through the Red Sea. Right now today, we live by faith, but they actually experienced these things.
That's right.
They saw Moses part the Red Sea. They saw Moses turn to the Spirit of Most High, Mashiach Yahushua, turn the waters to blood. They saw the frogs, the locusts. They saw the Most High turn everything to darkness. They saw these things. And then they turned back aside to wickedness. Come on.
I have seen this people, and behold, it is a stiff-necked people. Let me alone, that I may destroy them, and blot out their name from under heaven. And I will make of thee a nation mightier and greater than they.
Right, so you want to destroy Israel and make another nation greater than Israel. Right? That's how much we provoke the Most High to wrath. Come on.
So I turned and came down from the mount, and the mount burned with fire, and 2 tables of the covenant were in my 2 hands. And I looked, and behold, he had sinned against the Most High your power, and had made you a molten calf. He had turned aside quickly out of the way which the Most High has commanded you. And I took the 2 tables, and cast them out of my hands, and brake them before your eyes. And I fell down before the Most High, as at the first 40 days and 40 nights, and did neither eat bread nor drink water, because all your sins which ye have sinned, and doing wickedly in the sight of the Most High, to provoke him to anger.
Right, so again, he's reiterating how he fasted, no water, no food, and we down there doing all type of abominations. Right? Come on.
Verse 19. For I was afraid of the anger and hot displeasure wherewith the Most High was wroth against you to destroy you. But the Most High hearkened unto me at that time also.
Right, so Moses, he was like a mediator. He had a copper plea, like, listen, please, Most High, don't destroy this people. Okay, give them another chance. Right? Come on.
And the Most High was very angry with Aaron to have destroyed him. And I prayed for Aaron also at the same time.
Right, so yeah, listen, Aaron high priest, he should have known better. Right? To build a golden calf. Okay? That was the ultimate law. Come on.
And I took your sin, the calf which he had made, and burnt it with fire, and stamped it and ground it very small, until it was as small as dust. And I cast the dust thereof into the brook that descended out of the mount. And at Tebra and Massah and Kibroth Hatavah, he provoked the Most High to wrath. Likewise, when the Most High sent you from Kadesh Barnea, saying, go up and possess the land which I have given you, then you rebelled against the commandment of the Most High.
Right, so many situations when the Most High put us in, we rebelled, we were stiff-necked against the Most High. Okay, he's naming all the places we were at when we went off. Okay, come on.
And ye believed him not, nor hearkened to his voice. You have been rebellious against the Most High from the day that I knew you.
From what?
From the day that I knew you.
Right, and Moses said from day one, Israel been rebellious. Okay, come on.
Thus I fell down before the Most High 40 days and 40 nights, as I fell down at the first, because the Most High had said he would destroy you. I prayed therefore unto the Most High, and said, O Adawan, destroy not thy people, and thine inheritance, which thou hast redeemed through thy greatness, which thou hast brought forth out of Egypt with a mighty hand. Remember thy servants Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Look not unto the stubbornness of this people, nor to their wickedness, nor to their sin, lest the land which thou broughtest us out say, because the Most High was not able to bring them into the land which he promised them, and because he hated them, he has brought them out to slay them in the wilderness.
Right, so the Most High, he has a reputation. So Moses used some kind of wisdom. He's like, listen, the other nation might think that you wasn't able to deliver them. So, you gotta show them that, listen, that you were able to bring forth these people. Don't kill them. Okay? Because we are the people of the Most High, and he's our God. Read that again.
Verse 28. Lest the land whence thou broughtest us out say, because the Most High was not able to bring them into the land which he promised them.
Right, so let's say like, well, it was some breach, something the Most High did wrong why they couldn't make it in. So as the Most High says, so shall it be what? So shall it be done. Right? Come on.
Because he hated them. He has brought them out to slay them in the wilderness. Yet they are thy people, and thy inheritance, which thou broughtest out by thy mighty power, and by thy stretched out arm.
Right. So, the Most High, the same thing he did in ancient Egypt, he's going to deliver us out of this modern day Egypt, which is called America, aka USA, under Satan's authority. So now we're going to take the break. All right, half an hour break, and we're going to conclude. We have 2 more chapters to read. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.